Hi, this is still FJ, and I would like to give you an update as to where am I now in my quest to look for a solution on my lost passport. So on Monday, last Monday, April 29th, that's when I made up my mind that I actually lost it. So I had my previous vlog posted like last night because it really took me a long while before I finally convinced myself to share this with you because I'm not proud of it actually. But I believe that one thing that I'm gonna be, taking or getting from this entire experience is that there's a lesson that should be coming from this, and I wish to share that lesson with you. And I would like to just tell you guys that if this happened to me, it could also happen to other people, and I hope it will never ever happen to you. I lost my passport. Today is Wednesday and it's May 1, and I am recording this vlog to update you as to where I am now. Nung Monday po hanggang Tuesday, April 29th and April 30th, I spent the past 2 days in calling people, calling offices, asking people as well as to what should be the best way to do in this kind of situation. And I think in my previous posts sa Facebook ko po yata or kahit dito sa YouTube, I was able to share that I recently came from Spokane, Washington. I was there since April 1 until May 10th. April 1 until April 10th. And April 10, I came back here in Michigan, and since then I didn't really think about looking for my passport, or I didn't really bother myself thinking about where my passport is and all the other documents that I tucked in it. So ang nangyari po, I considered contacting Delta Airlines because from my overnight stay in Minnesota at Doubletree Hotel, I had to check in again at St. Paul, Minnesota before I went on board for my flight from there to Detroit. So I even called the hotel, even if I already knew that there's no way that my passport would be with them, because I checked in again, going to the airport for my, rebooked and connecting flight from there to Detroit. So I suspected that it could be at Delta. And then I also contacted Detroit. I called people, their customer service, their lost and found sections. I already did lost reports online, and I already received responses from them. Unfortunately, none from Delta, from Detroit Metrorail Airport, and from Michigan Flyer, because from Detroit I took Michigan Flyer, which is a bus going back to East Lansing. Unfortunately, they don't have passport when they're lost and found. And then at this point, I already called MSU police, I already called East Lansing police, and as I started getting negative or unfavorable responses from those people and offices that I called and emailed to, I finally made up my mind that April 10 I arrived here. That was like Wednesday. And then the following Monday, April 15, I went to USPS to post my tax. And I was like trying to recall na siguro during that time, I still had my passport because I should be going to USPS bringing an identification, and passport is of course number one or the best one to bring, and I couldn't even think of any other option that I have. So I was trying to recall and I couldn't remember, feeling worried about my passport. So I am thinking that during that time I still had it. I still had my passport in possession. And so because of that, when I realized that, I thought I should be calling East Lansing police, and I even asked Ate Maricar to drive me to USPS in Abbott just to check in their lost and found. Unfortunately, they don't have it. And on that day when I went to the USPS in Abbott, I was just biking. And I'm sure that yeah, things became clearer to me. I should have placed my passport and my wallet in my pants pocket. Because of that, I could have lost it. So things are clearer now. So at this point, I already informed, actually last Monday, late night on Monday, I already emailed my supervisor at IIE, my supervisor at Michigan State University, and my supervisor at Fulbright Philippines. And yeah, they were responsive, very responsive, and I would say they are very helpful, and I'm very grateful for that. So before sending them the email, I already searched online what are the ways for me to be able to get our placement passport, and the closest Philippine Consulate General for Midwestern region, including the Michigan, is PCG Chicago. So I already booked an appointment for their placement passport in Chicago, and I'm a little worried because the earliest time that I can book for an appointment to the Consulate General is on Monday, May 6th, and by then I only have like 4 days left before my return flight to the Philippines. That's a very little window, and I'm very worried. No, I'm sorry. I'm not worried. That's one thing that I'm wondering about myself in dealing with this kind of situation. I don't feel like I'm worried. I feel like I'm grateful because my friend, Brother James, if not because of him telling me that we will trudge across borders so that I could go to Canada last Friday, April 26th, I wouldn't even bother looking for the passport, and I just couldn't imagine just starting to look for my passport the day before I fly back to the Philippines. That's unimaginable for me. That's unimaginable. So I am not worried, probably because I heard Brother James tell me that worrying will not add up any second, minute in your life. So I'm trying to do introspection, and I couldn't feel worry at all. Instead, I am grateful that I have, like at least a week or few more days to deal with the situation. And at this point, I am very positive that hopefully this will turn out on my favor. And of course, I'm very thankful to my family for their prayers, and for everybody who's been praying for me, and for everybody who's been supportive of me. At this point, I don't welcome blaming, because I did that to myself already. I couldn't, welcome people who would tell me they're disappointed to me, because I already felt that towards myself. But again, I hope I am clear. I am quite surprised that I don't feel worried at all, but I am more than grateful because I learned about it at least earlier, 2 weeks before my return flight. And that's just, God. That's really God. And I'm just really very grateful. So the last thing I did, by this far, I emailed, since I already booked an appointment at Philippine Consulate General in Chicago, and that will be on May 6th, Monday, leaving me just 4 or 5 days window before my return flight to the Philippines. I emailed to them that this is my situation. My return flight is on May 10. In fact, my visa expiration and the official end of my program as a Fulbright scholar here in Michigan State University is May 7th. So I'm extending a few days before my return flight, and I badly need a replacement passport or whatever option I have. I still have to wait for their reply. But as of this time, I already have an appointment on May 6th at Philippine Consulate General in Chicago for the application or processing of my replacement passport. In my email to them, I ask if I'd be able to get the passport on that day. Or if not, what other options do I have? My visa ends on May 7th, the same day that the same day of my official end as a Fulbright FLTA here. I know I still have 30 days extension or grace period without, an active visa, but then God knows I just really wanted to go home, and I'm not interested in using the 30 days grace period, and during this time I'm on my own. I can only stay here at my dormitory until May 7th, and the last day of our meal plan was April 26th, just that's last Friday. So I'm totally on my own, and of course I'm on a tight budget, to be honest, so I don't want to use a 30 days grace period. I just really wanted to go home. So that's the last thing that I did so far. I emailed PCG Chicago, and hopefully I get a response. As of this time, I've already started preparing documentary requirements for the application of the replacement passport. And I hope that I'd get a favorable and workable response from PCG Chicago. Thank you so much for joining me in this journey. See you.